Ukraine has initiated one of its most substantial drone offensives to date, striking deep into Russian territory as the winter season approaches. According to a statement released by Russia's defense ministry, a total of 111 Ukrainian drones targeted multiple Russian regions overnight on October 23rd and 24th. The affected area included Rostov, Bryansk, Belgorod, Crimea, and even localities in close proximity to Moscow, demonstrating Ukraine's expanded operational reach. While the majority of these drones were reportedly intercepted by Russian air defenses, several incidents still led to significant consequences, including fires and injuries in Krasnogorsk, Rostov, and Krasnodar. These strikes underscore President Volodymyr Zelensky's apparent determination to maintain offensive pressure on Russia, particularly in the absence of Western long-range missiles for direct use against Russian soil. The increasing frequency and depths of these cross-border attacks highlight a growing intensity in the conflict and signal Ukraine's evolving capabilities to project forces beyond its immediate front lines. Even as international sanctions continue to exert pressure on Russia's economy. Amidst the heightened tensions following these drone attacks, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy explicitly denied claims that U.S.-supplied weapons had been used to strike targets within Russia. His statement aimed to clarify the situation and mitigate potential escalations, especially given the sensitive nature of Western military aid. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin issued a stark warning threatening an overwhelming response to any attacks involving Tomahawk missiles. This declaration from Moscow signals a clear readiness to retaliate with significant force and further escalates the inherent risk of a broader military competition between the two nations. Concurrently, Ukraine's crucial nuclear reactors are facing an increasing threats as Russia intensifies its strikes against the nation's energy infrastructure. This sustained assault is designed with multiple objectives: to plunge Ukrainian cities into darkness, to severely disrupt critical infrastructure necessary for daily life and military logistics, and ultimately to weaken Kyiv's overall capacity to sustain its war effort effectively through the challenging winter months. The targeting of energy grids poses a dire humanitarian and strategic challenge for Ukraine. The United States has engaged in large-scale Caribbean military drills, prominently featuring B-1 supersonic bombers flying near Venezuelan airspace. These operations have also included Marine F-35 fighter jets in previous missions, showcasing a robust and modernized military presence in the region. Stated objective of these extensive operations is to target and disrupt sophisticated drug networks operating in the Caribbean. Reports indicate that these efforts have already resulted in 9 lethal strikes against suspected illicit vessels. President Donald Trump has emphasized the legal authority underpinning these actions, additionally issuing warnings about the possibility of future land-based operations. The Pentagon, however, has consistently characterized these deployments as part of a focused counter-drug campaign, distinguishing them from direct military intervention while acknowledging rising tensions and significant uncertainty in U.S.-Russia diplomatic relations, which are indirectly affected by regional stability efforts. The USS Gerald R forward carrier strike group has been strategically deployed to the U.S. Southern Command, USSOUTHCOM, area of responsibility. This expansive region encompasses Latin America south of Mexico, the Caribbean Sea, and adjacent international waters. This deployment is a core component of the U.S. government's intensified effort to combat drug trafficking and narco-terrorism in the Western Hemisphere. The strike group is anchored by the USS Gerald R. Ford, recognized as the world's largest aircraft carrier, and is further augmented by several Arledge Berkeley-class guided missiles destroyer, specifically the USS Mahan, USS Winston S. Churchill, and USS Bainbridge. Pentagon spokesperson Peter Hegseth stated that this deployment will substantially enhance USS capabilities in detecting, monitoring, and disrupting illicit networks, thereby significantly bolstering regional security. The U.S. military has since carried out its 10th strike on a suspected drug-running vessels in the Caribbean, an operation that resulted in the death of 6 individuals overnight. Officials describe this as part of Washington's expanding campaign against transnational narcotic organizations. Footage released by U.S. War Secretary Peter Hegseth depicted a projectile descending onto a small boat, followed by a massive explosion illuminating the sea. Hegseth later confirmed that the strike specifically targeted members of Venezuela's Tren de Aragua criminal organization, issuing a stern warning: if you are a narco-terrorist in our hemisphere, we will treat you like Al-Qaeda. Hours prior to this strike, reports had surfaced about U.S. B-2 bombers flying near Venezuela's coast, claims that President Donald Trump denied, instead hinting that a land-based action could be the next step. In response, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro immediately ordered the deployment of military militia and coastal defense force along the nation's shoreline. Maduro publicly thanked Russia, China, and many friends around the world for providing Venezuela with the necessary equipment to guarantee peace. Furthermore, Donald Trump has dispatched America's most advanced warplanes toward Venezuela, intensifying military pressure on President Nicolas Maduro. 2 B-1B Lancer bombers, each capable of carrying an impressive 75,000 pounds of ordnance, launched from Dallas Air Force Base in Texas and conducted flight close to Venezuelan airspace as a powerful demonstration of force. These Thursday's flight remained within international airspace but were well within striking distance of Venezuelan territory. Each supersonic aircraft possesses the capacity to deliver a larger payload than any other in the U.S. arsenal, a fleet primarily designed to neutralize drug cartel, or should President Trump give the command to target Maduro's defenses if he continues to defy Washington's directives. This action represents the latest tightening of military pressure around the socialist leader, who just days earlier pleaded, "No crazy war, please," after Trump had warned of potential land strikes inside Venezuela. In response to these escalating tensions with the United States, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has ordered comprehensive deployment of military militia and police forces along the country's extensive coastline. This operation, codenamed Independent Coast Defense Exercise 200, mobilizes force at 73 strategically important points stretching from Zulia to Sucre. Maduro publicly acknowledged Russia, China, and other international allies for providing the essential equipment required to defend Venezuela's national sovereignty. This mobilization comes after U.S. President Donald Trump's warning that land is going to be next in the escalating hostility, which are focused on alleged drug trafficking and narco boat interdiction. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. With Ukraine striking deep into Russia using homegrown drone, while the U.S. wages a shadow war against narco-terrorists in Venezuela using B-1 bombers and carrier strike groups, are we witnessing the birth of 2 parallel global conflicts that could soon merge into a single, uncontrollable crisis, and why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.